All right, we're here to talk about 10 reasons to not buy an EG4 3000EHV 48 volt inverter from Signature Solar. The single unit is 128 volts. Now, this means that you do not have, without buying more than one unit, the ability to operate 240 volts or to operate in split phase operation. So if that is something you're looking to do, I suggest you look down in the comments below or scan the link up here in the corner and pick up a 6000 XP or the 12,000 XP. They would probably be better choices for you because both of them come natively with 12240 support. The second item on the list is only 3,000 watts of continuous output. Heavy loads such as air conditioners, electric water heaters, ranges and dryers and things like that are going to take in most cases, substantially more than that type of power. This inverter is more designed for off-grid, small cabins, RVs, that type of thing. So if you're looking for larger household appliances, then you probably want to look at a little bit bigger inverter, and this one's probably not the right one for you. Number 3, high PV startup. So for a lot of small systems that have 3,000 watts, you have a 60 volt PV startup or a 40 volt PV startup. This one has a real MPPT that you would find in a standard larger system. It starts at 120 volts and goes up to 480 volts with a maximum voltage of 500 volts. It has a good input, but it isn't designed for like a trailer use. The example is the system right behind you is installed in my wife's coffee trailer, and you'll notice just down here I have a Victron charge controller because I only got 2 solar panels on the roof, and it's not enough to get the PV chargers that are in these inverters. They're wonderful for output of power and for flexibility and for running larger devices for a coffee trailer, but they're not good for charging if you only got 40, 60, 80 volts of power coming from your solar panels. Number 4 is they only have one MPPT charge controller. This MPPT charge controller can input from only one string of devices, and that device, as we discussed, has to be over 120 volts. Number 5, no grid sellback or net metering of any kind. This is, again, an off-grid inverter. It does allow for automatic transfer switching. So that means that you can have the grid, you can tell it to use the grid as the primary and then switch to battery at certain percentages, or to use it as an ups machine and only do it when the power fails. The switchover rate is fast so that your devices stay on, even your sensitive electronics stay on. And as you can see from the coffee trailer, I use 2 of them parallel to run the entire system. But you cannot do any off-grid you cannot do any sellback, power splitting, or sharing with your grid power. Number 6 is 240 volt operation requires more than one unit. If you want to operate 240 volts, you're going to need to do it in sets of 2, 4, 6, 8 units. That allows each one of those synced up with each other to operate and together to provide 200 for each leg on a 240 volt system. You can also do the same with 3-phase, but you're going to need to operate them in sets of 3. The downside is if you want to operate anything other than 120, you will have to buy one. And if you're not looking to buy more than one unit and you need 240 volts, this won't be the system for you. Number 7, not a large whole home solution by itself. It's best suited for small systems that carry critical loads. If you have some refrigeration or you have a small emergency equipment for medical devices and stuff, it would be wonderful for that type of operation. But it is not really suited for large whole home backups. Number 8, older platform than the EG4 current infrastructure. This is not using the Lux Power type builds. The software, the connection to the internet, the internal builds of it is based on older technologies they had. Their 6000 XP, their 12,000 XP, their Grid Boss, their Flex Boss is built on a different wave of technology. So if you're looking for an architecture that's newer from EG4, then this will be one of their older architectures. Very reliable, good workhorse, but not in their newest architecture. Doesn't have a lot of the features like AC coupling and stuff like that that you will find in the new platforms. Number 9, shorter standard warranty. So unfortunately, EG4 lists this as a 3-year standard replacement warranty for the version 2 and a 5-year if you're using one of their qualifying batteries. You will get the two of them will have a 5-year warranty together. And then number 10, expansion can erase the initial savings. So if you're looking to run 12K, 15K, 18K system, when you start adding in all the additional breakers and the wires to hook up all the paralleling stuff, some of the savings can be a little bit non-performant. Therefore, what I mean by that is, let's say that you wanted a system with 12 kilowatts. You could buy a 12,000 XP, which has that same power, and it would only be about $1,800, where 4 of these could easily run way above that. So I'm hoping this has helped you decide some of the items that won't work for you, some of the reasons that this device won't work for you. I'm going to include a video over here of the 6,000 XP and a video down here of the 12,000 XP so that you can see if maybe those work for you. If they are not listed here, that's because they're not out yet. I'll add them when they come out. Thanks for watching. My name's Matt. Glad to see you on my channel. Hope to see you again next time.